And I've just concluded that for me personally, it is important for me to go ahead and affirm that I think same-sex couples should be able to get married.
Let's get back to the breaking news we've been following for the past several hours. President Obama's historic decision today to publicly back same-sex marriage. Joining us now is the president of the Family Research Council, Tony Perkins, who strongly disagrees with the president. Tony, when you heard the news today, what was your immediate reaction?
Well, I'll tell you, Wolf, I wasn't surprised. I will say somewhat disappointed, though, that the president would come out and say that he is for redefining marriage. But I would say this. At least now his words are in sync with his actions. He has been opposed to state marriage amendments. He has refused to defend the Federal Defense of Marriage Act. He has extended taxpayer-funded marriage benefits to same-sex couples. So at least now it's very clear where the president stands.
But what's wrong with giving gay Americans the same rights as heterosexual Americans?
Well, they have the same rights. What we're talking about is a redefining of marriage in taking what 30 states have said that they prefer the traditional historic definition of marriage. It's a union of a man and a woman. And what he's saying is, look, I'm for overturning that. And in essence, that's what happens when the Federal Defense of Marriage Act falls, in part because the president is refusing to defend it. So this is going to be a real political issue. I think today there's celebration really in two camps. Those advocates who are activists who are advocating for same-sex marriage, and I think the campaign at Mitt Romney. Because the president, I think, has handed to Mitt Romney the one missing piece in his campaign, and that is the intensity and motivation that Mitt Romney needs among social conservatives to win this election. And I think this could be the piece.
Do you agree with Mitt Romney that gay couples should at least be able to visit each other in hospitals if they're sick, according to the same laws that a married couple, for example, if someone is dying, that the gay partner would be able to go there and see that partner?
Yeah, I mean, who would be against that? And I think most of these benefits, or most of these items are available to most couples, if not automatically, certainly by legal arrangement. But nobody's against that. What's of concern is this is no longer theoretical. What we've seen since 2004 is that when the redefinition of marriage takes place in a jurisdiction, you lose parental rights. There's a conflict with religious freedom. And so there's a bigger issue here than just simply two people wanting to live together. Nobody's opposed to that in terms of allowing them to do it. It's redefining marriage and the rest of society with it.
What about allowing gay couples to be on each other's health insurance policies? Would you have a problem with that?
I mean, if it's available to all couples who want to do it, if a brother and sister are living together and they want to be able to be on one another's insurance, that's fine. What we're saying is that we shouldn't base special benefits upon a sexual relationship other than that of marriage, which is a union that benefits society. And that's why society has granted certain benefits to marriage, is because marriage benefits society.
Do you accept the concept that gay people are born that way, that they really, this is the way they were born, this is the way God wanted them to be?
No, Wolf, there is no conclusive evidence to suggest that it is genetic. Now, let me say this. I have said that I don't believe it's a choice that someone wakes up and says, I'm going to be gay. I do believe there are environmental factors that come into play here. There are experiences that come into play. So I would say there are some things that are certainly outside the control of the individual that shape them. But I would not, again, I would say when you look at the social science research, there's nothing that says conclusively that this is genetic.
Because most of the gay people I know say that from an early age, they realized they were attracted to the same sex as opposed to the opposite sex. And it wasn't as if they were educated to do that or inclined in one way or another to do that. In fact, it made their lives a lot more difficult. They didn't really want to do it, but that was the way it was natural to them.
Well, again, that's why I say I don't think it's a choice in terms of somebody waking up one day. I do think there are more environmental factors that are at play here. And again, I simply go back to the research. There is nothing conclusive about the research saying that it is genetic.
Tony Perkins, thanks for coming in. We'll continue this conversation.
Thank you, Wolf.
A new wake-up call for President Obama. He lost a big chunk of the primary vote in one state to a prisoner who's behind bars right now. And the big question of the day is President Obama simply using gay marriage for political gain, or in his heart of hearts, did he do this out of political courage?